The lifespan of an ostrich can vary depending on the conditions it experiences throughout its life. In a protected or controlled setting, it tends to live longer due to reduced risks and access to consistent care. In contrast, an ostrich in the wild may face more challenges that can shorten its life. Factors such as health, safety, and overall environment play a big role in determining how long an individual survives. Generally, an ostrich is capable of living for several decades. It is not unusual for one to reach around 40 years of age in favorable circumstances. In some cases, particularly when well cared for, it may live slightly longer. However, reaching the upper end of that range is not guaranteed, as external influences can intervene at any time. Health plays a crucial role in how long an ostrich lives. If it remains free from disease and receives proper nutrition, it has a higher chance of living a full life. Injury, illness, and stress can significantly reduce its lifespan. Like many animals, its body responds to long-term physical and emotional strain, which can lead to a gradual decline if not addressed. Reproduction also affects the lifespan of an ostrich. The energy required for mating and raising young can place physical stress on the body. Over time, repeated cycles of reproductive activity may contribute to wear and tear. Still, many ostriches manage these demands and continue living productively for years after their peak reproductive phase. Another factor that influences lifespan is social interaction. Ostriches that have stable, low-stress interactions tend to thrive better than those in constant conflict or isolation. Stress caused by competition, threats, or unfamiliar surroundings can weaken the body over time. Animals, including ostriches, often show signs of improved longevity when they are socially stable and secure. Genetics also contribute to the variation in lifespan among ostriches. Some individuals are naturally more resilient than others, with bodies that resist illness and age more slowly. These traits can be passed down, leading to lineages of longer-lived individuals. While this isn't something they can control, it does impact how long each one might live. Care and attention from humans when involved can also prolong the life of an ostrich. Proper food, clean water, regular health checks, and protection from harm can add years to its life. This doesn't guarantee longevity, but it significantly improves the chances. In places where these things are consistently provided, ostriches tend to outlive those that face greater uncertainty. In conclusion, the lifespan of an ostrich is shaped by a mix of internal and external factors. While many live into their 30s and some into their 40s, the exact length of life depends on health, stress levels, reproduction, and care. With the right conditions, an ostrich can enjoy a long and active life as one of the most remarkable animals in its category. Ostrich habitat is typically found in areas where open space dominates the landscape. These areas provide the visibility and room ostriches need to move freely and detect threats from a distance. The terrain is usually dry, flat, and covered with sparse vegetation that doesn't obstruct their line of sight. This kind of environment allows them to use their speed effectively when escaping danger. The climate in their habitat tends to be warm and dry. Ostriches are well suited to handle high temperatures and can thrive in places where other animals might struggle. They have physical adaptations that help them remain active even when the sun is intense. Shade may be limited, but ostriches are capable of regulating their body temperature to stay comfortable and alert. Water sources in their habitat are often scarce, and ostriches have adapted to survive without constant access to drinking water. They obtain moisture from the food they eat, and their bodies are efficient at conserving fluids. This trait allows them to live in areas where rainfall is infrequent and natural water is difficult to find. Vegetation in their habitat is typically low and scattered. This type of plant life includes shrubs, grasses, and small bushes, which provide food and cover. Ostriches do not rely on dense forests or thick foliage, as these would limit their ability to spot movement and reduce the effectiveness of their escape strategies. Their preference is for wide, unobstructed ground. Their chosen areas often have minimal elevation changes. Hills and rocky terrain are less common in the places they occupy. Flat ground allows for easier movement and greater speed, giving them a clear advantage in avoiding danger. The simplicity of the landscape is one of the reasons they are able to cover large distances quickly when needed. Ostrich habitat can sometimes overlap with regions that support human activity, though this is not always ideal. When this happens, they may be exposed to new threats such as vehicles, fences, or disturbances. Despite this, some adapt to modified surroundings and continue to live near areas where people are present, though the risks are higher. These environments are not just home to ostriches, but to other animals that share similar survival needs. The presence of other wildlife can influence how ostriches behave and where they go. They are often cautious and aware of the movements of surrounding animals, using this awareness to adjust their position in the habitat for safety. Their choice of location is strongly influenced by safety, access to food, and the ability to reproduce successfully. Ostriches tend to remain in areas where they can meet these basic needs consistently. If the environment changes too much, they may move to nearby areas that offer better conditions. The simplicity of their habitat requirements makes them resilient in many different settings. Ostrich socialization is shaped by a blend of instinct and learned behavior. These animals interact regularly with others of their kind, often forming groups that provide benefits like protection and increased awareness of threats. Their ability to communicate through posture, sound, and movement plays a key role in their social dynamics. While not all individuals remain in groups at all times, the social instinct is strong and helps guide their behavior in various situations. Group formation among ostriches is often temporary and flexible. They do not always form permanent bonds, but instead come together based on needs such as safety or food availability. When danger is present, ostriches can quickly align themselves with others, moving in coordinated ways to avoid threats. This temporary association does not require strong attachment, but serves an immediate purpose based on shared interest. Within these groups, there can be subtle forms of hierarchy. Some individuals may take more dominant roles, especially when it comes to access to resources or mating opportunities. Dominance is not always expressed through violence, but can appear in posture, spacing, and position within the group. These patterns often shift over time and can depend on factors like age, strength, and experience. Ostriches also communicate during social encounters using body language. They may stretch their necks, fluff their feathers, or lower their heads in specific ways to signal intent. These gestures help avoid conflict and maintain order, especially in situations where close contact is necessary. Such communication is a key element in reducing tension and promoting cooperation among individuals. Sounds are also used during social interactions. These include low grunts or booming vocalizations that serve different functions, such as signaling alarm or attracting attention. Each sound carries meaning depending on the context, and others in the group are usually quick to respond. These vocal elements are part of a larger system that supports social structure. Reproductive behavior is one of the more complex forms of ostrich socialization. During this period, interactions become more intense and ritualized. Displays of strength, coordination, and visual signals all play a part in attracting a mate or asserting position. These rituals are repeated over time and refined with experience, showing that social learning is part of the process. Young ostriches observe and learn from older ones, especially when it comes to group behavior and movement. The presence of experienced individuals can influence how younger members react to threats or locate food. This form of passive teaching allows for the transfer of knowledge without formal instruction, strengthening the overall group. While ostriches may spend time alone, many return to group interactions regularly. Isolation is typically temporary and may be tied to specific needs or circumstances. Most return to social activity when conditions allow, highlighting the natural tendency toward interaction. This cycle of separation and reunion helps balance independence with social support. Conflict can occur, but it is often resolved quickly. Physical confrontations are rare compared to more symbolic displays of dominance or warning. Most disputes are settled without injury, thanks to the effectiveness of nonverbal communication. This approach helps maintain group stability and ensures that energy is not wasted unnecessarily. Overall, ostrich socialization is a dynamic process that supports survival, reproduction, and learning. It involves fluid group structures, detailed communication methods, and adaptive behavior based on circumstance. These animals show that social interaction, even when simple, plays a powerful role in navigating daily challenges and ensuring long-term success.